Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Animac here from Anime Uproar. Welcome to a new episode of the Rank of A Anime Podcast. Joining me, I got Truck and Briggs.
Truck and
Look at
Briggs.
Briggs!
Hello.
Good to see you guys. Good to be with you again. And after months and years of people saying, you guys should do brackets again, we decided to finally redo one of our biggest and most interesting brackets of all time, the best main character in anime bracket. And Truck-chan wasn't with us when we initially did it. And also,
not.
Briggs and I might have different views now. So we're going to go and see which of these 16 main characters in anime is going to be voted the best.
You see,
Now,
you see what actually happened is apparently people have been talking about doing brackets and saying this for a long time.
Yeah.
But I woke up today
Yeah.
and had the best original and new idea. We should do an anime bracket. And look at that. Look what we're doing.
Wow.
It's funny because I
Crazy.
remember-
It's wild. It's absolutely insane. I'm so happy that this is finally happening. Definitely
Yeah.
haven't been talking about it for the past month and a half.
it's funny because I remember when we were doing a lot of brackets, people were complaining. It's like, bro, I'm tired of these brackets. All you guys do is brackets. I hate this. And then after we stopped doing brackets, people are like, bro, I miss the old Rank Cafe where you guys did brackets.
You
I
can't.
laugh if that was the
dude,
same people as well.
It's
That would've been
impossible to make everyone happy. It's so annoying.
This is true.
Like, I love my chat, but I'm playing a different game, and they're like, play Apex. And then I hop on Apex, and they're like, sorry, Apex is not for me. Later.
fun. Yeah. It's so funny because I back when Nux was every week on the show, a lot of people were saying, man, I hate Nux. I stopped watching the podcast because Nux is so annoying and interrupts everyone all the time. And now that he can't make it for every show, people are like, bro, where's Nux? It makes Nux, man.
I straight up had somebody reply to one of my tweets. They were like, this podcast sucks without Nux and you know it. And I'm just kind of like, okay, okay dude.
All right, we will force Nux at gunpoint to return.
Sure, let me just grab hop on a plane real quick to where he's at and be like, nah, bro, you don't understand. You gotta get on the Rant Cafe, like right now. The people need you.
Make the Riz face when you say it.
I will.
Now he gets roasted by Keemstar? What happened? No,
Yeah,
I
he
need
does-
to
he-
hear the tea.
He does get roasted by
Really?
Who got roasted by Keemstar?
Nux, apparently.
What?
apparently.
Oh my
No
god.
way.
I need to see that. That's so fucking funny.
I think he mentioned it in a tweet replying to Muda.
Okay, please. Before we start, we need to know.
I need to find it.
Or we could just start and find it afterwards.
We can find it
No.
afterwards.
No,
We'll look while we start. Because
I
in
can't
the
believe
first
usually
round-
Nux would message me if Keemstar said something against him. He would message me like, "Yo, bro, look at this. It's hilarious." All right. Well, I guess we'll start the bracket for all the bracket lovers who are only here for the bracket.
Yes.
But what if the bracket lovers were also the Nux lovers?
That's true.
Well, pick a side. All right. Who wants Briggs? You can narrate us down.
Alright, boys, in the first round of the best protagonist in anime, we got Gintoki from Gintama versus Soma from Food Wars, Shokugeki no Soma.
Fuck, I'm gonna be a loner on this one.
This is a tough one here, but it's actually not tough because Gintoki has never made me laugh.
I was gonna say, I was like, damn, I'm gonna be alone on this one.
Yeah, it's funny because
GG's.
much like Nux with boobs also loves Gintama and is one of the
Fucking
14
love
people.
Gintama, and I adore Gintoki as a protagonist. But
One
I
of the
know,
14
I know
people.
that I'm gonna be alone with chat on this one because I see some Gintoki love. I appreciate you guys. But I'm gonna cry!
I prefer Kintoki.
Oh my god.
I don't get the joke.
Do you get the joke, Truck John?
That's what I have to say.
He has nothing to say. Okay.
That's what I have to say. Now look at chat. Look at chat. We're streaming. Be a streamer for a second. Look at chat.
Oh, okay. She posted her cringe emote in chat. For those listening, I didn't even know what she was talking about. That's what I have to say. She posted an emote of herself
Look at
cringing.
the chat. Look at the chat.
Yeah. So I haven't watched almost any Gintama, and I've only watched some of Food Wars. But from what I've seen in Food Wars, I love Soma as a main character. He's a Chad. He's not a little sniveling bitch, which is always a plus.
Honestly,
He loves the ladies. He loves good food. He's my man. Soma.
I really do love Soma as a main character. I think he starts off, he's badass, he's super cool. You realize he actually cares about his friends. He has a good heart, and then you realize that he's actually born like with no talent and wasn't gifted in that regard at all. And then he like worked so hard to get where he is and has to put in so much extra effort to achieve what he does. And honestly, like Food Wars is like in my top 10 favorite anime, so I'm very biased here. And I watched Gintama and dropped it at episode 69.
Yep.
So you guys know where I'm
Good
voting.
number to drop it.
I'm voting Soma. But why do you like Gintoki?
I mean, I just like Gintoki himself. Like, I think he's very funny, but he's also like one of those things where like he comes across as like this lazy, like, you know, like, I mean, here's the thing. He is super lazy, but he was also like he is one of those people that is super overpowered and refuses to like use it unless it's absolutely necessary. Like there's a reason that like it's like one of those things like he was a one-man army kind of thing like back in the day, and he refuses to do that, so he just becomes this lazy thing that just runs an odd jobs thing with 2 other people and barely pays rent, and it's just, I don't know. I just, you know, he loves the people that he loves the people at odd jobs, even though he has like a weird way of showing it kind of thing. And I just feel like you see so much of his character. I mean, there's a lot of episodes, so you see a lot of Gintoki. And yeah, I just like him overall. Like he is incredible.
Can you turn up your mic a little bit, Drugtron?
I will turn up my gain again,
just
but
just put it in your mouth.
That
came out.
problem.
That came out bad, but
that's the problem. Is it is like I'm practically peeking it.
You have to be like literally just like very close to it.
Briggs, just tell me straight up. Do you need me to deep throat my mic? Is that what
Please,
you're asking me to
please,
do? Is that what you're
please do
asking me to do? Oh my god, I hate it here.
Only,
I just want to drink my G Fuel.
This is only for
I'm
OnlyFans.
not awake enough for this.
I'd rather your mic
only for paying OnlyFans content, okay?
I am yelling into my mic. I turned my gain up very loud. It is basically almost at max. I just don't want to destroy my interface.
Yeah, it sounds a lot better right now, at least.
By the way, shout out to Team Jesus Hug in the chat for saying that my joke was gold.
Shout out. Also, Soma also won the poll that I put in chat, so I think it's unanimous here. Clearly, I don't know what unanimous means because it's definitely not unanimous. But
I am alone in this one. I knew I would be alone. It's fine. I can accept it.
Soma goes on to the next round. I do hear that Gintoki becomes a fantastic character 200 episodes in, although no one actually gets that far. So we move on to the next round where Joseph Joestar faces off against Kazuma from... Is it Kazuma or Soma? Well, I always
Kazuma,
get confused with Kazuma. I always think Subaru for some reason. Kazuma.
Yeah, no, that's Kazuma.
From Konosuba.
Kazuma is like the less lame Subaru.
Yeah.
That's true. It's tough. I love Kazuma, but you can't beat fucking Joseph.
Yeah, Joseph Joestar is the
Joseph.
king, bro.
Yeah.
You can't beat Joseph.
Joseph is my favorite character in all of JoJo's, and I feel like Kazuma's not my favorite character in Konosuba.
Correct.
I feel like Konosuba is so good because of like the variety of great characters.
And I do like Kazuma, but like, yeah, he's a part of a team, right? It works together, and I'll never forgive him for missing opportunities to rail some of the chicks. So,
it's not a hentai,
definitely
bro.
Joseph for me. Hey, first of all, it could be, but
Also,
second of all,
I'm currently
even if it's not, stuff can happen off screen, Truck John.
I was gonna say I'm still I'm actually currently rewatching JoJo's Part 2, so this is still fresh in my brain. And oh man, I just love
the
young Joseph
Joestar
antics.
family secret technique, bro.
Yes. Oh god, it's beautiful.
I was
It's
just thinking about
beautiful.
that
I just love young Joseph
other
antics.
day.
It's great.
I mean, I like older Joseph.
Pulls
too.
out a Tommy gun.
Yeah.
Mid-fight, runs
Yeah,
away.
literally, I was watching. I'm like, where did he get that from? Like, where did that come from? Like, where did he pull that out of? Like, what? Like, how does he just have it?
What about Margarita Joseph?
Yes. Yes.
Yes. The answer is yes.
So are we just making Joseph go by? Easy dubs?
Yeah. Joseph is an easy dubs.
For
Joseph's
sure.
also
Yeah.
got
So
the
in
standalone
the
protag, but how he cheated on Suzy Q. Come on, man. Oh yeah, no. He's a shitty person, but he's a great protagonist, specifically in Part 2.
I
Listen,
think
you don't know
I like the
you don't
I
know
like the fact
you know
that
what happened, okay?
they're flawed
You don't know what
characters.
happened there. They might have been on a break.
Okay,
We were on
Ross.
a break.
We were on a break.
Okay, you
The
you just
fajitas
proved that you're a
already.
millennial and not Gen Z by knowing that reference.
Oh my
Joke's on you. I
god.
watched more How I Met Your Mother than I did Friends.
I'm doing a How I Met Your Mother Jeopardy tonight at 6 p.m. Chat. Tune in.
Shit. God, I'm gonna have. Man,
I don't even know where
I
it's
might
gonna
have
be though, so I need to.
I might have to watch that.
I feel like
Um,
Viva's gonna make the hardest questions, and I'm not gonna remember anything because I'm goldfish.
So we got Soma and Joseph moving into the next round, and next up we have the GOAT,
Let's go.
Simone versus Luffy.
No way.
Oh
The
my
GOAT
God.
Simone versus Luffy. Get out of here.
Nah.
That's such
no,
an
I mean,
unfair
no,
matchup.
Luffy
To be
all the
fair,
way.
Simone is the protagonist of Gurren Lagann, but he's not my favorite character in the show. So, you
It's
know.
not Kamino.
Hmm.
Yeah, Luffy is just easy. Sam immediately goes, "Let's move on." Luffy.
Yeah,
Alright.
Luffy does win this.
Well, we can talk
Luffy's
about
an
why we love
easy.
Luffy in a future round against a more fair matchup. But before
Yes.
we just like bury Simone 6 feet under, what do you like about him, Animac?
I think he is a good protagonist in the sense that he starts off completely like weak and has no self-confidence, but then he has the goat Kamina kind of like bring him out of that shell. And then later he kind of has a moment where he goes back because of what happens. But eventually he does kind of really pull out and yeah, he develops a lot as a character, I would say. I think he really does the development part, something that Briggs loves so much, character development. I think a lot of it is present with Simone. But yeah, to me, he's not even my favorite character in the whole story. He's not the kind of character I usually like that much. But I do think overall he ends up being a good character.
Hell yeah. Luffy goes on to the next round. We move on.
Easy.
So I actually have a little bit of trouble with this next round here. Meliodas from the Seven Deadly Sins versus Saitama from One
Saitama.
Punch Man.
Oh, I was gonna say one thing I was gonna say before we moved on to this one was you can tell that this was made back before Animac watched One Piece because that round right there was one-sided as
Very
fuck.
unfair.
Very unfair.
I feel like based on the font in the middle here. Wait, I lied. The circles are me for the editing. The font is Nux. So I think this was a group effort just to make Animac feel bad about Lucy about Simone
not,
Luffy.
Yeah,
Lucy.
about not watching One Piece. Yeah.
Dude,
But
this-
now now he is evolved. He has watched One Piece. He's caught up. He's a One Piece stan and agrees with us.
like I like
yeah,
One
so a lot
Punch.
has changed, guys.
Yeah.
The world
I don't
has
know.
changed.
I don't know what to vote for here. I'm actually kind of torn.
Really?
Yeah. I
Um,
like One Punch Man more than Seven Deadly Sins, but I might think like on paper Meliodas might be a better protagonist.
I do like Meliodas more because Meliodas has shown different sides to him. Whereas Saitama, at least up to the point where I've read the manga, which is beyond the anime, but not quite to the end,
I'm anime only.
I did not think Saitama really. Saitama's hilarious and badass, but he hasn't really shown like different sides to his character.
Not relatable. Got it.
Whereas with Meliodas, he's shown like the goofy comedic side. He's also shown the serious side. He's shown the, desperately fighting for his love side, all that type of stuff.
True.
Yeah, like One Punch Man's hilarious, and Saitama is like I love Saitama. I might even like Saitama more than Meliodas, but at
as
the end
a
of
protagonist.
at the end of the day, as a protagonist, like he's pretty simple. He's funny. He's got his badass moments, and we understand where he came from. We understand his backstory, and currently he's actually depressed because everything's too easy now. Like he just one punches everyone, and he wants a worthy fight.
He just wants a fight.
But it's pretty simple writing, I feel, currently, based off of like the anime only and a little bit of the manga. Well, I think Meliodas does have like a lot of depth to him. Like he even locked away a lot of his power to control his emotions because he couldn't control his wrath. Like I can't remember what didn't he completely destroy a fucking like a full on area because he couldn't control his wrath, and would lose control, so he locked away his power. Like I feel like there's a
Yes.
lot of other than maybe him fucking touching Elizabeth. Other than that,
Right.
I feel like he's an amazingly written character.
Somebody did mention that like Meliodas is better with the cast, like with the supporting characters, kind of thing.
Oh yeah, like you know
Trying to,
Meliodas has
like-
like relationship with Bond, like that's
his
amazing.
his relationships with the supporting cast is it, and because Seven Deadly Sins is a very character based show, which is why I know that Briggs is having a hard time with this, because he loves character written shows and stuff, and Meliodas has a fantastic supporting cast.
Yeah, it's one of
But
those
I don't know
shows
if I
where
could like I agree with somebody in the chat that said that they like I don't know if I could watch a show just based off of Meliodas without that incredible supporting cast. Whereas Saitama is basically he is very much so the main person.
I disagree.
This is a tough.
I think
this is a tough
Fubuki is the
one.
main character of One Punch Man.
I feel like after season 1, you start getting way more into the world of One Punch Man and all the side characters, and I feel like that's why people start to like it less, because like especially even the
It's
manga
not-
later, it's like
yeah.
you have 10 chapters with just briefly touching upon Saitama.
Well, One Punch Man can't win because it's sexist. It's One Punch Man, okay?
Okay.
What about the women, okay?
That's
It's not right. That's Twitter discourse, bitches.
Dude, I don't know, man. I feel like season 1 of Seven Deadly Sins, you have all these badass and lovable characters, and then season 2 drops, and you get all these amazing backstories, and they get fleshed out so much, and then
season 3.
And then read the manga. Then read the manga.
Season 3 is ugly, and you start reading the manga instead, and it's just like you get these like ups and downs for their characters. It's actually a roller coaster. I think
the main character
I-
in One Punch Man. Yes, Moomin Rider.
I think
See?
Seven Deadly Sins gets more hate than it deserves. I think it's actually
I agree.
fantastic.
I can get aboard.
I love
get
the
on board with
series.
Moomin Rider because he is relatable. I can relate to Moomin Rider. So are we all voting for Meliodas?
I was like, I'm gonna start the voting here. I was gonna say my vote is actually for Meliodas.
Nice.
How about you, Anime?
As a written character.
Same.
Joke's on you. I'm voting for Saitama. Not that it matters.
He's gonna be the contrarian.
Why did we go through all this trouble, man? And then you say that.
I'm literally just joking.
Oh, okay.
Because the vote doesn't matter, and I feel bad. I feel bad for our Cape
Putty
Baldy.
Prisoner.
Wait, like, listen, it's not. It's
Putty
not like,
Prisoner has done some stuff, bro.
He's done some stuff.
Because you guys are like, oh, Meliodas and Elizabeth. You should see what Putty Prisoner was in jail for, guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, boys. Moving on to the next round, we got Kiritsugu from Fate Zero versus Vash the Stampede from Trigun. And this is just a weird matchup.
This is a weird one.
Like, don't get me wrong, Vash is deep too at times, but for the most part, I feel like a lot of the series, he's just a fun, lighthearted character, very funny, very likable.
Who's Vash against? Sorry.
Kiritsugu, the ends justify the means, philosophical.
Well, I can't even see
character.
that. I can't even tell from that image who that is.
You can get your eyes checked,
Okay,
bro.
so the guy from Fate Zero, who's very like
Skill diff.
existentialist.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the thing is, I like Fate Zero as a whole. You guys know that, but I do think that Vash as a character is just more interesting and more entertaining. He can be frustrating at times because of his refusal to kill people who deserve it. But I have to go with Vash, yeah. And Nux, if Nux was here, he'd be like, "You idiots! No one understands Kiritsugu."
He's just Spock, but with a gun. Spock with gun.
Spock with gun. Oh no! Oh my god, we're bringing back the Jackbox days.
Oh, Sam says that he's read the Trigon manga. There's a Trigon manga? I didn't know. How is it compared to the anime? Is there major differences, Sam?
Dude, this is so tough. But Vash
I
single-handedly carries Trigun, while I feel like, or like not single-handedly, but close to single-handedly carries Trigun, while I feel like Fate Zero is carried by a lot of the other peeps.
Legato Blue Summers, yeah, I know.
Like Ryder
He's actually a good villain.
and
Yeah.
Gilgamesh.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gilgamesh. Alexander. But they're not main characters, to be fair, right? So we can't have them on this list. Okay. Vash from me. Vash. Truck John.
Um, my vote's with Vash, because I don't know. I don't remember a lot of Fate Zero, so I don't really. I have a little bit of a biased opinion on this one, so I don't. I was like, this is one round that I'm gonna kind of sit out.
All
You
right.
can't because there's two of us. I mean, there's three of us, so you need a. If Briggs would say Kiritsugu, then you would have to.
I know
be
I
the
would have
tiebreaker.
to, but I would yes, but my tiebreaker would still be Vash.
I feel like it's a tough one, but I like Vash more, so I'm just gonna go with Vash.
Yeah, so Vash.
I'm like I just
goes on.
really like Vash.
Who are the characters in the next one? Can anyone see?
It's the girl
Sinbad
from
versus-
Madoka.
I was like, is that
and
Madoka,
Sinbad.
Madoka Magica? That's the I don't remember her name though.
That's not even the main character. What the hell?
No, she's not. She's not.
Well,
Like, why
she's
would
the
she be there?
protagonist. She's the protagonist of one of the movies. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, well, if you're gonna do Madoka Magica, you have to do Madoka. I don't know.
Can we just
who
make
made this
Sinbad? I
list first.
love Madoka Magica.
Sinbad.
And I think Madoka, or whatever, the main character is pretty good. But let's just make Sinbad go through, just to make this easier.
Just to make it easier, Sinbad is.
At least Sinbad has his own story.
Yeah, Sinbad
spin-off.
has his own spin-off, which is not.
As
He's
good.
not as epic in the spin-off as he is in the original because he's older and more established in the original. But
Mhm.
he's still better than anyone in Madoka Magica. And I've actually seen Madoka Magica now. When we did this table, I definitely this bracket, I definitely did not.
Mhm.
But now I've seen Madoka Magica, and I still think that.
Yeah.
I've also seen Madoka Magica since doing this, and I think Madoka Magica is amazing. I really, really did love it.
Yeah, it is good.
It is literally the only show that I regret dropping. I have never had a show that I went back to and been like, wow, I was wrong, except for Madoka Magica.
I'm sure you have in the past, Briggs. You've had more.
Except for Madoka Magica.
No.
Yeah.
Because if I don't remember, it can't be true.
Yeah, but you don't remember a lot.
That's the joke.
He's Goldfish Briggs.
There's very few shows that I've watched like a full like episode or two, and I'm like I don't know. I feel like I could know even if it's gonna be decent. I feel like I know if it's gonna be for me or not. But there's a complete tonal shift in Madoka Magica, and like there was still parts where it's like, oh, I feel like it wasn't for me, but I cared about so many other things going on that I had to keep on watching. And then there's some really good moments and character moments as well.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, we can move on to Lelouch versus Log Horizon. I can't remember his name. Oh my god.
Lelouch.
Lelouch versus the guy from Log Horizon. What's his name?
I
I
don't
don't know,
remember.
Steve. Steve was...
Steve from
Steve
Log
with
Horizon.
glasses.
Steve from Log Horizon.
Can someone help me?
Steve
I
with
actually really
glasses.
like Log Horizon too. Shirou.
Yeah.
Season.
So I've actually tried watching Log Horizon, saw a few episodes, and I just wasn't into it. Maybe it's just a slower start, but you guys pressured me into starting it. I saw a few episodes, and I remember some cat man being significant to the plot, and it wasn't that interesting.
I think season 1's great.
Shirou. Yeah. For
Yeah,
me,
Shirou is like the
for
Steve
me,
of
it
anime.
doesn't
bro.
matter because Lelouch of Britannia. Come on.
Oh yeah, Lelouch is an awesome character. Although he does have his failings, which we can go into, and I've ranted about this many times, and I will again. But he is a great, memorable character. Like,
Considering he's gonna be going against who is it? Sinbad? Is it Sinbad or is it?
no,
the
later
bottom?
on
It'll be
it's
the bottom.
Sinbad. I can't even see the bottom too because of Briggs.
Yeah, I'll fix that in a second. But yeah, honestly, Shirou has some great moments, and he does carry the series. There's some good side characters, but Shirou's fantastic. Dude, when he buys the whole guild hall, it's just such an insane moment. It's honestly a top moment in anime for me. But
Bro,
other than
you're
that,
comparing
I
that
feel like,
to Lelouch killing like 1 million people, like come on.
yeah, it's cooler. It's
Lelouch is obviously better.
Log Horizon's cooler that moment. But consistently throughout the entire series, Lelouch is just a better character, while I feel like Shirou and Log Horizon tends to go downhill.
We should base this on who murdered more people. Like, are you really a
So
main character
does
if you haven't
Guts win?
murdered
Does
a
Guts just
lot of
win it
people?
all?
I don't know, because Meliodas has killed a lot of people
That's
in
true.
his day. You know, Lelouch.
Boys, we are going on to the final round of the first round. It makes sense if you don't think about it. We got Spike Spiegel from Cowboy Bebop versus Guts from Berserk.
Guts.
No, but this is actually a difficult one, though.
I think
it's difficult, but Guts.
Spike is probably one of my top 10 characters in anime of all time.
Mhm.
But so is Guts, right? So it is a difficult. And they're different in many ways. Like, Guts is such a tortured character, whereas Spike is just like such a badass, I don't give a fuck character.
Yep.
Not in live action. Not live action Spike, okay?
I feel like
Excuse me.
Spike would win against a lot
God
of the other
bless him.
matchups,
I
or
guess.
could win in a lot of the other matchups, while
Yeah.
Guts wins in every matchup. So Guts moves on.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's
Look at
a
this.
reason that
Sinbad
Guts,
gets freaking
there's
the
a reason
person
that
from
Guts got
Madoka
put into
Magica
the-
and Spike gets Guts. That's BS.
There's a reason that fucking Guts got put into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Or yeah, the retired had to be retired because
But you know
he's
what?
just-
I don't
he's
even
just too
think he's
good.
gonna go all the way for me this time.
Really?
The ultimate cell says Guts theme alone. Guts theme, bro. Cowboy Bebop has some of the best music in anime. Like, you can't even, dog. Like, it's a good matchup. I think I'm gonna go for Spike in this one just to shake things up because I love
Guts.
Spike.
I mean, Spike is worthy of praise without a doubt.
Absolutely. This by no means does this mean that Spike is a bad main character at all. It's just that if should he be paired up against anybody else, literally should he have been paired up against anybody else in this
Except Joseph.
except for like a few except with like a few, I feel like he could have easily won.
I feel like on the right side of the bracket, he would dominate. Left side, I don't know.
Yeah.
Moving on to
Yeah,
the
if
second round.
Kirito was against Guts, Kirito would have won.
Yeah, man, he's a real black swordsman after all.
No.
Where's Kirito?
No.
Where's Kirito? All right, boys.
Yeah, we should have had the true black swordsman showdown.
That would have been
Kirito.
hilarious. All right, boys. Moving on to the next round. We have
Uh-huh.
Soma versus Joseph Joestar.
Joseph.
Oh, Joseph.
I actually struggle with this one.
Joseph, this is not a struggle for me. It's Joseph.
I think I like Food Wars better than JoJo's, but I will go with Joseph here as well.
Easy clap. Move on.
Joseph is just such a likable character.
He's
I've
so good.
there are few
I honestly
characters
don't
in
understand
anime.
people who don't think Joseph is the best JoJo. I don't get that. I don't get it at all.
All right, moving on. We got Luffy versus Meliodas. Luffy wins. Hello,
Luffy, what is it? Luffy versus who?
Meliodas.
They're on par to me personally, man.
Ooh.
False.
Cause like Luffy is not my favorite One Piece character, and he also has like goofiness that Meliodas has. They're comparable, I feel like. Like overall, One Piece is obviously considerably better than the Seven Deadly Sins. That's without a doubt. But character-wise, I think it's a pretty good matchup.
I don't know. I feel like I put a lot of. How do I say this? Like, One Piece is my favorite manga. I'm so biased. But for something to be
Yeah.
as popular as it is for 1,200 episodes or whatever, however many chapters it has, I feel like the protagonist has to be as strong as Luffy. Not physically, but just like actually like well written. And you could say
Yeah.
that he's a simple character. He's a simple character, but it works really well in the story of One Piece. Having someone
does.
simple, chasing his dreams. He inspires his crew. He has the hardest dream of all, and he chases it. He chases it with no doubts, or like 100% certainty.
Yeah.
So the thing about Luffy is that he's almost too simple to me in the sense that
You can't relate to
he
him.
doesn't necessarily progress that much, though, does he? Right? Because
No, he doesn't.
his goals are he wants a lot of food, he wants to be the pirate king, and he wants to help everyone, and he loves his friends, and that kind of doesn't change, right? Which is, it's good, but you don't really get to see that progression. Like, have you ever seen like a dark side of Luffy?
You get to see him go through a lot of emotional moments where, like,
Right.
remember when Ace,
Yeah.
that thing when that thing happened to Ace with his chest,
Certain
it
things.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
upset. He was upset for sure.
No, but it also caused him to emotionally mature because he had to, like, how do I say this? He had to start putting other people not put other people first, but you know with the time skip, like he had to like, kind of mature in that moment. Like go, he was going through a lot of emotional stuff with his brother, and he had to like put like he's the type of guy who's just like, I don't care, I'm going for my goal. We're not wasting any time. Like next island, next adventure, let's have fun. But he had to take a step back and train because he realized like he doesn't want that to happen to anyone else.
If he's gonna want to keep, if he wants to keep going and keep doing this, he has to think of his crew.
He has to get stronger to be able to protect everyone, you know?
Right.
And they have to
I
get stronger
agree.
too.
I agree that Luffy doesn't need to be edgy. Someone in chat said that he's like, Luffy doesn't need to. He doesn't need to have that. He's progressed so much in the story emotionally without needing to have the edgy backstory of, you know, this roguelike character. Like that's not who he is. I think he's well written the way that he is. And I'm gonna agree with Briggs, even though there is definitely that kind of bias there. But
Fuck Sean, guess who's in chat? Poof muffins, poop muffins.
oh my goodness gracious.
Poop muffins.
Hello, Poop Muffins. How are you?
Briggs, say poop muffins.
Poop Muffins is a great name.
It is a great name.
It is a great name. Yeah. Luffy gets a minus from me for not railing Boa. You know, that is a real thing that I count against characters. I said it for Kazuma, I have to be consistent. But at the end of the day, I will vote for Luffy because I do think that because One Piece is such a long story and we've seen so many great moments with him, you know, like the Nami hat moment, I think in the end he pulls it out.
Like it just
unfortunately out of Boa as well.
One Piece is consistent. It's just so consistent, and Luffy is such a consistent protagonist. And while I do think maybe Meliodas might have a little bit more depth to his character, Luffy just is. I just think he's perfect. But I'm biased.
Okay, okay, what are you, Boa?
What?
I just think he's perfect.
I think he's perfect. I think Luffy's a perfect protagonist, even though he's a simple-minded idiot. Nay, because he's a simple-minded idiot. We move on.
Yes.
He's just like me, for real, for real.
He's just like me, for real.
Like me, for real, for real.
Like in most anime, I feel like if the main character isn't banging Boa, it's like, okay, like what are you doing, bro? You're a normal dude. But Luffy, it makes sense with his character. He has no interest.
He's got
He's just like, oh, Boa's nice to me and has done some nice things for me. I like her. That's it.
That's it. Doesn't have to be some sort of weird sexual tension or, you know, romantic interest with him. Like,
yeah, I guess One Piece is unique in that because it's like rather than having the protagonist have a romantic interest, the protagonist doesn't care, but then you have like Sanji who is interested in everyone too much.
Yes.
So it's kind of like balances it out.
Yeah, it's great. That's why One Piece is the way it is. It's wonderful. It's why it works.
It works.
All right, moving on. We got Vash the Stampede versus Sinbad. And we got to remember that we're mainly judging this off of like Sinbad's own little side story or side anime. He is super badass in the main one as well. But I think it makes it a little bit more tough.
I guess because Vash annoys me with how nice he is. You know, in situations where being nice can actually do more harm than good, because you're nice to people that literally are going to go and kill other people who are innocent if you don't take them out. That kind of like Goku. You know, Goku does that shit too, where he spares villains knowing that they're going to go and kill other people. So that is frustrating to me. So because of that, I got to go with my boy Sinbad because he gets the job done. Unlike Luffy with Boa, he gets the job done.
I don't know, man. I think I want to go with Vash the Stampede here, and I'm just torn because Sinbad's so badass. It's not just based off of badassery, you know. Truckshon, what are you thinking? What's going on in that noggin?
I'm a bit torn with this one because, like, I think I really enjoyed watching Sinbad go. I enjoyed watching Sinbad, like the Adventures of Sinbad. In Magi, like a lot, but also like, oh man,
did you see the new? Did you see the new Trigon Truckshon?
I did not see the remake yet. I haven't seen the remake.
Are you going to? Because I don't even think I'm going to because of the stupid 3D crap.
That's pretty much what it is. That's what it is. Is the remake is in 3D CG.
Yeah, and I don't like it, so I
It's
don't
pretty
think.
much like they made it B stars.
Yeah.
Which actually also gonna be rewatching B stars soon. Did you like both split vote?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you
Tiebreaker
handle the
here.
pressure of being the
Being
tie-breaking
the
vote
tiebreaker
in a
between Vash and
famous rank
Sinbad.
cafe table
Okay.
bracket thingy?
I think I'm gonna have to go with Vash for this one. I loved Adventures of Sinbad. I love Sinbad as a character, and as a protagonist, but I can't get over just Vash as himself carrying the entire show.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah,
Total
Vash is a pretty
slaughter.
He
central
like
part of
specific
that
total
show.
slaughter.
I won't leave a single man alive.
Oh god.
It's so I still go back and watch that on YouTube like once every 4 months, like without a doubt. I start laughing every. It's just so stupid.
It's so stupid, but
It's
so good.
it's so good because the entire world thinks Vash is this fucking murderer and like $10 billion man. Meanwhile, he's like a sweetheart and like
Total
a
slaughter.
goofy dude. I won't leave a single man alive. Laddie daddy die. Genocide.
It's so good.
Laddie daddy da. An ocean of blood. Okay.
I have to make that an alert or something now.
Please. We got in the next round Lelouch versus. Oh, this is so unfair, man. Lelouch versus Guts.
Oh, come on.
This could be a finals right here. Give credit where credit's due, chat. This could be a finals.
Yeah,
Who
that's
made
a
this
rough
bracket? Fuck. It was definitely Nux.
You.
It was me.
I
guess.
think both of them are great
You and
characters
Like 4 years ago.
in their own way, right? But they're very different.
Yeah.
And they both have their flaws, too.
Ugh.
Guts is such a tortured man, defying fate.
He
It's
just
so
is-
great.
He's just so fucking good. Yeah, Guts. I'm voting with Guts. I'm not. There's no
Voting with your
no
gut.
no chance of a tiebreaker. I'm voting with my guts.
And Briggs also said Guts.
Yep. I think.
Then I'll just go with Lelouch.
For the sake of being the contrarian.
Yeah.
Well, for the sake of getting all the Lelouch fangirls to support me.
Oh my god.
Lelouch's biggest flaw that he's not Guts. Dude, Lelouch is so good. Like I don't want to understate how good Lelouch is. Like he carries Code Geass.
But you don't think
he's like
Suzaku
light
is
Yagami
just
but
as
better.
important as Lelouch?
No, fuck Suzaku. He's
Yeah, that's,
he's literally light
Lelouch's
Yagami
biggest
but better.
flaw is how tolerant he is towards the idiot that is Suzaku.
Excuse me.
Okay, this podcast is over. That's disgusting.
Why is that disgusting? Sexist. If I did that, you'd be like, "Ha, Briggs, classic Briggs W." Is what you would have
Yes,
said.
exactly. I
I'm not
usually
gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. That was a complete accident.
that's the
I'm so
First-
used to just burping into my mic because like my chat loves it. Like I don't know. I'm gonna give it the test of the fact that I'm having this fantastic Divine Peach G Fuel right now. It's so fucking good.
No,
Go.
if we were sponsored by G Fuel and this was a segue, I would tolerate it. But because we're not Truckchan, no. And what do you mean, Briggs? I like
Briggs.
when guys blurp in my fucking ear, but I
Nah,
don't
I'm
like it
just
when
kidding.
girls do. I don't like it anyways.
I just said it because it was funny.
But I especially don't like it when girls do it. You're
Bullies.
right, Briggs. It's even weirder.
Oh wow, sexy.
So you just admitted that my funny joke was accurate. Was historically accurate.
Somewhat.
Historically
Somewhat.
accurate.
All right, boys.
I'm just like I'm more used to guys burping than girls do. So then it's just even more uncanny.
But then you met me. I'm a truck. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, the fact that you're a truck who's still adapting to human life is the only reason why you're still alive right now.
Uh-huh. I think I've adapted pretty nicely.
Yeah. Oh, Juzo's in the chat.
Hi, Juzo. Sup, Schmelly?
Oh, I have a perfect emote for what you just said. Go on, Briggs. Who's next?
Oh, my apologies. I was looking at my analytics. This is
Oh,
why I
my
don't
bad.
upload on YouTube. I get fucking addicted to analytics. Anyway, boys, moving on to the semifinals. We got Joseph Joestar versus Luffy on the left.
Yeah, I'm a Joseph man.
I
bro.
wish I could say this is tough, but as much as I love Joseph, I'm going with Luffy here.
No, I'm Joseph all the way here. Even though I like Luffy.
What a round.
What a round.
The thing is, Luffy, we get to see so much more of Luffy than Joseph, because part 2 is like the shortest part. And then Joseph is in part 3, but an older Joseph. But still, man, even older Joseph is fucking hilarious. Like, yeah, Joseph.
It's just Joseph.
I feel like Joseph could arguably be more likable, but I still think Luffy is just such a perfect character, right?
Yeah, I like Luffy, but Joseph is
Anime.
better. And no, Luffy's not a perfect character, okay?
What's his flaw? Name a flaw. He has none.
What his flaw is, as a character, is that he's just too childish for a fucking 20-year-old.
I was gonna say, if you just said his flaw was that he didn't fuck Boa, I was going to leave. I was literally going to hang up. I was leaving.
Yeah, so you burping in my ear is okay, but me saying that he can't. We are interesting characters, I guess, Croc-chan.
I
We
feel
have
like
our own,
him
we have our
being
own
simplistic
kinks,
is
if you
perfect
will.
for him.
I hate you. I hate you so much.
Like,
Have you met 20-year-olds?
Yeah, for
I
real.
was like 20-year-old. Yeah, you're still baby.
Also, he's technically still a teenager, Animek.
He's 19. Yeah, he's young. And
No, but like he acts
they
sometimes.
write him like
He often
is
acts like an
young.
8-year-old.
No, he doesn't. I don't think he's like why? Because he's carefree and like fun loving? No. He's young and he's acting like, somebody young, and he's not a horny teenager. He's just a good boy.
He's
Like,
just a good boy.
He's just a good boy, man.
He's a goofy guy, yes.
He's a goofy
yes.
guy. He's a stretchy little guy.
He's a
But
goofy
Joseph,
goober.
He's a goofy goober.
Joseph is a legend, and he gets bitches. So I mean,
Luffy gets bitches and he's not even aware of it. Like, and
yeah.
like
So that what can you say he gets if he doesn't?
I
Yeah.
feel like I don't even know if he's unaware of the fact that people are into him.
he just doesn't care.
I feel like he doesn't care.
He's not interested. He's not interested. He's not looking for that. He just wants to be friends with everybody. He's got so much love to give. He's like, I can't be tied down.
How
to one
dare you,
person."
Chad? Green Claw's like, anime can't relate to not being horny. What do you mean? When am I
Oh,
ever horny?
Green Claw spitting facts right now. You love to see it. You love to see it.
I have transcended such hedonistic.
Luffy is such a
thinking,
Sigma male.
okay?
He is an absolute Sigma male. He's an alpha, but he's a nice guy.
Anyway, I'm
He's
with
just
Joseph.
not a dick.
I'm
I am
with Luffy.
with
Luffy.
Joseph.
Luffy, moves
Luffy
on!
goes on to the finals.
Let's go!
And on the right.
Listen. I'm saying Luffy moves on while I have recency bias with Joseph because I'm actively watching JoJo's Part 2 right now. Like, rewatching it.
Yeah, but you also have One Piece simp bias.
And?
Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with that. It's one of the greatest manga ever made.
I have equal biases. And I'm anime only with One Piece.
Damn.
I've only read, like, certain parts in the manga.
I think you need to start reading.
I agree. Especially because it takes up less time.
True. Okay. We got in the semifinals on the right side.
Feet say he doesn't get horny. I just caught up with chat on that one.
All right, we got Vash versus Guts on the right in the semifinals. Potentially a weaker matchup than Guts versus Lelouch, but still a good one.
Yes.
And
yeah,
Guts
I would
goes to the
definitely
finals.
put I would put Lelouch over Vash any day, but yeah, okay, Guts is in the finals.
Guts is easily in the finals. This is why he was banned.
This is why he was
This
banned.
is why he was banned for the
But to be
brackets.
fair, he was in the same bracket as Sinbad, right? He was,
Yeah, but
and
if
Sinbad was also
didn't
retired.
make it- Yeah, Sinbad was also retired because in every other, well, yeah. So Guts wasn't he the first to be retired? Because it's Guts, Dio, and Sinbad that were all three.
Yeah,
of
those are
were
the ones I can
retired.
think of. Yeah, that were
Yeah, those are
retired
the
eventually.
main three that had to get retired because they won everything that they like. It's like, oh yeah, we retired Guts, and then Sinbad won everything, and we have to retire Sinbad, and then we have to retire Dio because they just won everything.
Yeah, I don't remember who was first because I'm not a fucking Rank of Fame fan.
I feel like Sinbad was handicapped in this one. I agree with chat because
Yes.
it's a best protagonist one, not like best side character, most badass
Best side
character,
or best character. It's
right?
protagonist.
Best
specific.
protagonist specifically. And
Mhm.
I mean, Guts is a fantastic protagonist, but I do think
He
there's a
is.
lot of things in both One Piece and Berserk that like it's not always about the main character. It's so
Exactly,
much
yeah.
more that makes the story
Right.
amazing.
I agree.
For that note, going into the finals, we have Luffy versus Guts.
Ugh,
I'm actually torn, chat.
I'm torn. I was gonna say this is tough.
This is a good bracket.
This is really fucking tough.
Yeah,
is a
this
good
completely
bracket.
two opposite characters. One who's like very like
so
cheerful and
opposite.
fun loving, and one who's just like a tortured
Yeah,
soul.
even
Been
chat's
through it
like,
all.
oh shit, this hurts. Oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Guts
man.
on this one. I think if you look at Berserk versus One Piece, I think Berserk is more focused on Guts rather and like the importance of his character, whereas One Piece is a huge ensemble cast.
Yeah.
So I
was
think
gonna
that
say
Guts
specific to
Guts does more of the
yeah.
heavy lifting. So I do think he's
yeah.
overall a better character.
I think we're gonna leave this all to Truckshon here because I
Fuck off! No!
am going to vote for Luffy. However,
Oh,
I
God,
will say it's
no!
in my mind it's practically a draw
No, my God, this is a draw. Are you kidding me?
because I don't really
And
see it like Guts is a flawed character, but in the writing of his character,
in
I
the
don't
right
really
ways.
I don't really think like I can't make either of these characters better. I feel like
No.
I feel like with other characters, there's always stuff I dislike. There's something that I feel like could have been done better. I don't know what I could do better with Luffy or Guts.
They're so good. I don't want to be the tiebreaker. Fuck you, Briggs.
Welcome to
Ah!
the Rank Cafe.
Welcome to the Rain
This
Cafe.
is your true introduction.
This is my actual like indoctrination into this into this podcast. Oh man.
Remember,
Ah.
whatever you say is going to anger a lot of people,
Yeah, no
and
matter
you
which
can
way
never
I go.
take it back, and you have to live with it forever.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Oh man.
The real winner is Kenichi. He's the greatest disciple.
Based.
I mean,
Oh,
the reason
man.
why I don't put Kenichi in a lot of brackets, one, because a lot of people haven't seen it, and two, because
Bias.
no, but Kenichi's not even that great of a character. Kenichi's so good because of everything else. All the other characters are amazing. The fights are sick. The development's great. There's so many things that are amazing about Kenichi. The fucking openings and background music, everything's so good. And Kenichi's just like 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, who actually seen Kenichi now
Anime.
I've seen
after all these years?
Look at this dude.
Me. That's right.
Wow,
Anime.
you actually
Seen
watched Kenichi?
Yes, I did.
It would pain me
This
too
was a
much.
while ago, but yes, I did.
It would pay me
I
too much
watched-
to make
I-
Kenichi lose.
I was gonna say I watched Kenichi because of Briggs's
Aw.
things. Yeah.
Let's go.
I
How'd
watched
you like it?
Kenichi because of Briggs. Oh my god, I loved it. I thought it was so fun. I was entertained the entire time. Like I loved the characters. Like it was just such a fun show. And the
Lu-
dub, hilarious. The dub is fucking hilarious.
Exactly, chat. The Masters, the
The
Rivals.
Masters.
I actually watched
comedy.
the dub.
You did.
You know why?
Why?
Because the whole show was available on Amazon Prime, but only in the
Only
dub.
in dub. Only
Yeah.
in dub.
You also messaged me what should I watch it in. I remember that.
Mm.
I just don't want to hear Truck John speak anymore because we all know the Gurren Lagann situation. So I think just stop.
It's
Oh, I love Briggs. I watch it because I'm so much fan of Briggs.
Listen, Briggs was
50
my
episode
homie
versus
first.
27 or something.
Briggs was my homie first. All right, that's all I gotta say on that topic.
Briggs was my homie first.
I'm
Briggs was
everybody's
my
homie.
first.
Yeah, it's true. They did. Her and Birito met him first. It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's canon.
Anyway. Let's see. I think.
Watch her
to
be like,
get back-
I need to take some time to think about this, so let's play
No.
Apex for 2 hours while I
No.
think about it.
So the winner of this bracket, and the reason this man got retired is Guts.
Yeah. I think that's
It's
fair.
Guts. I think it's very fair. Like there's a reason that he's in the
Hall of Fame.
he's in the Hall of Fame. He's so well done, and also Berserk is my favorite as well. So I have that bias, but I also am like a massive stan of One Piece. So this genuinely pains me. That genuinely pained me. Rent Cafe's first draw? No, it had to be broken. The tie had to be broken. But,
While
yeah.
I'm not upset about Luffy losing, I'm honestly like I love Luffy, but I'm not even upset because it was so close for me as well.
Yeah, it's like it should be a draw.
Honestly, I'm glad.
These two are so good.
I'm glad that Luffy lost because he punched the greatest character, Saint Charlos.
Chuck takes the W. Oh,
If
Chuck
I
Chun
was,
with the
if I
W
ever
takes-
become, guys,
Thanks, gamer.
if I ever become a mumble rapper, I'm gonna call myself Saint Charlos.
I am gonna be right back. I need to actually use the bathroom. We want to
And I'm-
wrap this.
and I'm
And
just
I
gonna-
just
podcast
want to
up.
point out that both Luffy and Guts are such amazing characters within their world. Like their characters
Yes.
work so perfectly and mesh so well with the world that's been crafted, and I feel like that's part of
Yes.
what makes a fantastic character and why they're in the finals. And on that note, I hope you guys enjoyed Rant Cafe. Truckshon has to go to the bathroom, and Mac roll the outro. Love you guys.
Saint Charlos. Thank you guys for watching. We're back next week. What will we do? Another bracket? Probably not, but who knows? Maybe we'll have a guest. Maybe we'll, I don't know, quit the podcast.
If you guys are nicer to dub actors, then maybe I'll grab another dub actor.
Never.
I can probably get right. I was gonna say I can probably get someone. Easy peasy.
We could alternate.
We'll
We could do
see.
guest 1 week, bracket another week.
We'll
I
see.
like that idea.
The good thing is I'll never know who they are because I don't watch dubs unless I absolutely have to. So it'll always be a new experience for me.
Oh my god.
I've come to love and respect Jonah though.
Well, the guy that I was talking about is a good friend of mine and Jonah's. So
If only every voice actor could personally earn my respect,
oh my
then I would
God.
respect them.
I'm gonna slash ban you from your own podcast.
You can't.
Get the actor, but don't invite him back. Yeah, no, it's yeah.
Yeah.
It's
All right,
chill.
guys. See you then next week. Until next time, see you, Space Cowboys.
Bang.
Bang.
Welcome to the Ouch Mother Truckers.
Oh, you said it too late. I already stopped recording.